There we go. It's a lot better. Ignore all the Christmas decorations that haven't been unpackaged yet. I didn't feel like moving it, so leave me alone. What's going on? Welcome back to my channel. And today we are going to the movies. And I really hope you brought money for popcorn because I already got the tickets, so that's not on me. Here lately, I've been on a hot streak of hitting rite of passages for commentary YouTubers. I've already hit making an entire fan base hate you for making fun of like their favorite person. Today, I thought I would strike another one, which is making a video about a weird movie. And I've really wanted to do that for a while, but I just haven't been able to find the right one to talk about. But then I was browsing YouTube's free movie section and I just found a gem. Today we're going to be talking about a movie called A Country Romance, and it is a match made in country heaven. Now usually movies can give a lot away in things like the title or the trailer.
Excuse me, ma'am. I think you dropped this.
Oh, I did. Thank you.
Gabe Nellis.
Or the poster, or the title, but I'm really glad that A Country Romance doesn't take that route. A Country Romance is about a girl who lives life in the big city, but then gets a call to come back home to her family's grape harvesting farm. And she sees what she's been missing in the big city. Can you guess what that is? Now, before we get into the movie itself, I wanted to share some interesting trivia that I found about this movie. Apparently, the working production title for this movie was Harvest of the Heart before it was A Country Romance. Whoever made this movie needs to fire who made that decision. I mean, if you're gonna make like a cheesy Hallmark adjacent movie, you might as well just go all out, because Harvest of the Heart would have been like perfect for that. It also has an accolade I don't think any movie should ever want to have. It started principal photography in May of 2020. We believe it is like the first, if not one of the first movies to start filming during the pandemic. I just think that's so cool, you know? In May of 2020, I was locked in my apartment watching my entire life crumble before my eyes, but I'm really glad that you got to make your little movie. Sorry. Okay. I'm good. So we start off the movie by meeting Sarah with no H, because she's different. I wonder if she pulls up to the scene with her ceiling missing. That's a bad joke.
I don't have anything in common with the guys in the city.
Okay, I think what you don't really have in common with is the city.
She had one too many guys ask her about crypto and IPAs and just decided she had enough. The scene also teaches us that she has a very huge pitch coming up for the firm that she works at, and she needs all of her focus on that. Also, whoever did the ADR for this movie needs to be fired.
The mock-up is just about ready, boss.
You know, I took a huge risk having you create the ad campaign, but I know you won't make me regret the decision.
Sarah gets a call from her dad on vacation and finds out they have an offer to buy the family's farm. No one's there to accept the offer.
1 week that he and my brother are out of town, they got an offer.
Well, the pitch isn't for another week, so if you can make it super quick, we can manage everything around here for a few days.
Thank you so much.
And you're not gonna go down there and fall in love with some farm hand and not come back to us, are you?
Not likely.
So Sarah takes off for the country and arrives at her family home. We are introduced to the love interest, Gabe, in what might be the weirdest way possible.
Excuse me, ma'am. I think you dropped this.
We're also introduced to Gabe's niece, Mabel, who might be the best actor in the entire movie.
Mabel still has some homework and chores to do, don't you, Mabel?
I do. Talk about sour grapes.
You'll have to excuse Mabel. She loves grape jokes.
And that's the only one she makes for the entire movie. So while Sarah's here, they find out that the grapes are actually ready for harvest. Now she has to learn how to harvest grapes, which leads to my favorite trend of movies doing shitty fake Google searches.
How to do graping?
You're on a list now, Sarah. Anyway, she meets the person buying the farm and finds out that they want to replace the farm with a hotel.
Partners and I are going to put in a hotel. It's the perfect plot of land.
Which, not to be a businessman, but that sounds like a really bad investment idea. Unless you're building like a resort or a casino or something that will draw people there. Like, I don't think people are going to be traveling far and wide to stay at a Red Roof Inn.
Give me a bit to look over everything, and I'll get back to you soon.
And we get more bad ADR.
Here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a nice evening.
We're also introduced to Mabel's father and Gabe's brother, Ben.
Moving back here and being a part of the family vineyard has made me happier than I've been in a long time. Seeing what you have with Paula and Mabel, I think I'm ready to find someone to share all this with too.
You'll find someone soon.
I wonder who he's got in mind. I don't know. I'm really glad the movie called A Country Romance is keeping me on the edge of my toes. Keeping me on the edge of my toes, what? I don't know if Ben is like supposed to be a stoic character or if the actor just always makes this face, but he always looks disgusted by something. Even when Sarah's telling them that she has no knowledge of farming, he looks like so disappointed.
I actually looked up harvesting grapes, and it turns out it's a lot more work than I remember.
So I decided to look it up myself, and the top result for how to harvest grapes says that
harvesting grapes is easy. It's easy.
I'm sure there's more to it than what you'll learn from a quick Google search, but I don't know if it's that much to make an entire plot point about never knowing how to do it. So with Sarah ready to take on some new responsibilities, she's got to look the part. So Gabe and Mabel take her shopping, and we get the classic makeover montage. This is where characters try on a bunch of outfits and always disapprove of it until they get to the perfect fit. We get that here, but so much worse. She's actually trying to like give us some energy, but the music doesn't match at all. I don't think I'd ever want to watch a fashion haul with elevator music from 2003. I also love that they say no to like every single one of these outfits, even though these all look like farmhand outfits.
Sarah, what the hell are you doing? You can't wear shorts.
Now Sarah's ready to learn how to be a harvester.
See, you don't want to overextend like that.
I got it.
You're stretching too far.
I'm not.
You are.
What difference does it make?
Well, when you stretch like that, you're likely to fall into the vine.
You are so corny.
She's got some learning to do.
I want you to do the honor of taste testing your very first harvest. Wow. Nothing like grape right off the vine, huh?
Hey, this is random, but do you have any flour?
Yeah, this is random. Do you like just want to get out of here? The movie has an hour left, but like we know where this is going, so what do you say? So I'll bring it up now because it's not important to most of the movie. Sarah has this like thing for baking apple themed recipes, which will come up a lot.
Whenever I'm stuck on an issue at work, I start baking.
It's because there's an apple tree in like their backyard that she planted with her mother before she passed. Just had to like make sure that was noted for y'all. So now we get to the part that I hate in like every single movie I've ever watched. It's where there's a conflict that really wouldn't be a problem if the characters would just talk to each other. Then if they talk to each other, we wouldn't have a movie, so we have to sit through this bullshit instead. So we find out that this town has always like had a harvest party that was thrown by the family, and Sarah wants to throw one last one in honor of her dad. So Gabe enlists the help of a party planner, Allison.
Now, who is that? Is that your girlfriend?
And Sarah immediately assumes that they're together and then just kind of loses all hope in getting with Gabe. Sounds to me like Sarah has some insecurities shining through. She's so upset by this that she doesn't even want to harvest with him the next day.
Same teams as yesterday.
Actually, I think I'll team up with Walter today.
But the scene after that, I have to admit, is actually kind of cute. They walk along the lake together and it almost gets me. You almost got me rooting for them. Until Gabe makes this face.
The one that should be thanking you for all this. I mean, you're probably just doing it to help my dad, but
That's not why I'm doing it.
you're not?
No.
I love how he was so chill like the whole time, and then as soon as like he's about to confess his feelings, he just locks up. Might have shit his pants, honestly. Keep in mind, Sarah already thinks that he's like unavailable, so seeing this would have just made me lose like any attraction instantly. Before the harvest party, the town also has this like festival carnival type thing. There's like a contest that you can submit your entries to and things like that, and Mabel wins an award for creating skincare products.
Grapeseed extract sourced from my dad's farm.
I know that kids can be smart and that's like fine and good. I don't care about that. But I looked up the most common ingredients in like skincare products and fucking look at all of this shit. I don't think any of those ingredients would be at this shop that they have in town. I don't think a fucking IGA in the middle of like white people central would have fucking shea butter. Oh yeah, and then Sarah has an apple tort in the contest and wins for that too. So good job, Sarah.
One more round of applause for all of our winners. Oh, and as the person who planned this festival today, I declare ownership over the rest of Sarah's apple tort.
Now it's time for Sarah's entire life to crumble before her eyes. So after riding the thrilling high of winning a small town festival contest, Sarah runs off to enjoy the carnival with Gabe and Mabel and leaves her phone sitting on this counter. And then almost immediately after, she gets a text from her boss asking about the pitch. And what I thought was going to happen was that it was going to cut to like a couple hours later. She comes back to her phone and is like, oh my gosh, my boss. And then like runs back home to do, whatever. But here's the timeline instead. They enjoy the carnival for I don't even know how long, gets driven home by Gabe and Mabel, reunites with her dad and brother who are home from vacation.
Hi, Sarah!
Talks to them for what I assume is quite some time, just catching up, before she realizes that her phone is gone. And when she does, she almost doesn't care.
Allison probably found it, and she'll be back to see Gabe soon, so not having my phone for a little bit won't kill me.
You're on a time crunch here, Sarah. Your entire career is on the line from what it sounds like. You know this, and instead you're hypnotized by a man you barely know. She's been in the country for a week, and she realized she could finally see the stars in the sky, and now she just forgets all about the city. If everything goes wrong for her, it's kind of her fault at this point, you know? Anyways, Gabe is unsuccessful in revealing his feelings again.
Oh, I was just going to say congratulations on winning the festival.
Dude can't pull. It's fine. Happens to the best of us. So Sarah finally gets her phone back that evening and is hit with a double whammy. Obviously her boss is concerned about the pitch, and then the buyer for the farm is considering rescinding his offer. You guys don't understand. How am I supposed to focus and do my work when I've got this absolute dreamboat next to me? Anyways, Sarah has a heart-to-heart with her brother Caleb and realizes that she feels more at peace in the country than she does in the city. Just in case you forgot what the name of the movie was. Then after that, we get this little scene with Gabe and Allison, and we find out the master plan.
How did it go? Did you tell her?
I couldn't do it. I just didn't want to be another problem.
I have known you for pretty much my whole life, and I don't think I would ever call you a problem, Gabe.
Thanks.
A casserole dish thief? Maybe?
I promise to return the casserole dish if you promise to finally tell Caleb how you feel.
I will if you will.
What if it was something like super diabolical? What if they were trying to like kidnap Sarah to like infiltrate the firm or something? Like expose them for being corrupt or some shit? The entire like selling the farm was just a setup to get her out there. Now that would be a good ass movie. Unfortunately, that's not what happens. They're not trying to infiltrate Sarah's job, but they are trying to infiltrate her family. That's a dumb joke. But this revelation makes their like time crunch a little confusing to me. I understand Gabe needs to hurry because Sarah's supposed to go back soon. Is Caleb leaving too? I know they're selling the farm, but like I assumed they still would have like lived in the same town, right? This decorating for this harvest party is now underway, and I'll be completely honest, Caleb and Allison have more chemistry in this one scene than Sarah and Gabe do for like most of the movie.
Allison, would you like to go out on a date with me? I truly cannot think of anyone else I'd rather spend time with than you.
I would love to, Caleb, Gus.
Yeah?
I would be honored.
Okay.
And for some reason, seeing this inspires Sarah to like text the guy wanting to buy the farm and asks him to come over. I'm just imagining how funny it would be if she just entirely gave up on Gabe and was like, you know what, maybe I'll just ask out the fucking suit that's trying to like destroy my family's legacy. So here's where things get a little juicy. So before Sarah leaves, she takes one last walk around the lake with Gabe.
Aren't you leaving in a few hours?
Well, actually, I just emailed my boss and sent him the finished pitch, which I'm sure is going to land on the account. And I included my letter of resignation.
So let me get this straight. You have a successful career in the city, right? So you visited your hometown for 1 week, learned to harvest grapes one time, which you might never do again. You spent one single day with your dad and brother, and you spent the entire week with this guy who up until a few hours ago, you thought was seeing somebody else. And that was all you needed to completely quit your job and leave your entire life behind to come back to the country. What about the stuff in your home? Like, what if she has pets? You have to go back for your things at least, right? Or are you just gonna leave it and just buy new shit in the country? Anyways, they finally reveal their feelings for each other, and Gabe says this.
I used to find joy in work and helping Ben with his family. But ever since I met you, I can't stop thinking about having a family of my own.
Now, I know they're in the country and all, but you've known each other for like an entire week, and I think you might want to pump the brakes a little bit there, Gabe. Yeah, you know, when I met Sarah, she was standing on her porch at her dad's house and she dropped her jacket or scarf or whatever that thing was. That was the moment I knew that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with her. Did you spend that entire week getting a ring for her too? Sarah tells the town that she's staying for good because
Home is where the heart is.
And with that, A Country Romance is over. And I just want to say, they never resolve selling the farm. We get no confirmation about whether or not she agrees to sell it. She just hands him the envelope and he leaves and they never bring it up again. It's either she handed him back his papers and pretty much told him to like leave them alone, or just sold it so the family could spend more time together. This whole entire time it seemed like the movie was kind of building up to them like not selling the farm. You'd think a movie as predictable as this would have spelled it out for us at least. And that, my friends, was A Country Romance. Or a country awkward bumbling around for a week until the very last second and then you get married. And honestly, I loved it. So I gotta be honest with you guys, one of my guilty pleasures in life is watching these like Lifetime and Hallmark type movies. The ones where you can guess where everything's going, and if they try to throw a twist in there, it makes you laugh because it's the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard in your life. There's always bad set design, bad editing, bad writing, subpar acting, and a desire to laugh at it while wondering who in the world thought that this was okay to release. Oh, and don't take my word for it. Let's check out some of these comments. Jesus saves, redeems, loves, and cares about people. Was there any religious undertones in the movie? I didn't think there was. I agree that it was a very, very sweet movie. It was all sweet, and nary was heard a discouraging word, and the skies were not cloudy all day. It's great to watch a movie like this now and then, just like having a banana split is okay now and then. I'd not want to live on a diet of banana splits. The most poetic shit I've heard all day. Oh, and then just this thread is hilarious. Enjoyable, cute story. I liked the setting at a grape farm. I wish I had seen a little more of the process of harvesting grapes, though. They call it a vineyard, with grapes that are only made into wine, not a grape farm with grapes you eat. Repent to Jesus Christ. So all in all, it was a predictable movie, predictable story. It's kind of cute sometimes, I can't lie. I've probably watched this movie like 20 times to make this video, so I hope I never have to watch this movie again. So I'm gonna rate A Country Romance 3 apple torts out of 10, or 2 buckets full of harvested grapes out of 5. So I think that's gonna do it for me for today. Thank you all so much for watching. So I know that this is something new for me. I know it's probably gonna be a little bit longer than the other videos I make. So if you stuck around to watch with me, I really, really appreciate you. So make sure you like this video. Make sure you leave comments if you have any other movies you want me to talk about in the future. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you check out some of my other videos as well. If you do, I'll buy us a vineyard and learn how to harvest grapes together. And then in 40 years, I'll sell it to build a hotel. Anyways, thank you guys again so much for watching. Stay safe out there, and I will see you next time. So, peace out, everyone. Come with me, and you'll see. Or is it and you'll be? In a world of pure imagination.